Hey guys, it is Mrs. Zonin. I'm going to show you guys today how to get logged into Canva and how to get started with it so you can get going on your project. So as you can see, I'm just at canva.com and I'm going to sign up, and then it's going to ask me how I want to sign up. My recommendation is that you sign up with your Google account. It just makes it easier to and then you don't have to worry about remembering a password and all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and click sign up with Google, and then I am going to add the Google account that I want to use, and it should get me logged in. So now I am automatically logged in. Right here it's going to ask what will you be using Canva for. You can just say that you are a student and you don't need to worry about setting up a team, so you can skip this. And then you can go ahead and get started on your first design. It's just showing you some examples. If you just click outside of this, well, sorry, I just went ahead and clicked on infographic there. But if we go home, I just want to show you, you have a lot of options of different things that you can make with Canva. I use it all of the time. I am the web designer for the Pope website, but I also do Instagram posts. I make posters for the Learning Commons. I do these animated social media posts sometimes. There's a lot you can do with this. So just kind of keep it in your back pocket because it's something to get used to using, and it's free, so you really can't go wrong. All right, so what I want to show you guys today is we're going to go through a couple of tutorials so that you guys can learn just how to use the basics of Canva. So we're going to start with this. I'm going to learn, and then I'm going to go to getting started with Canva. And then I am going to go down to right here, this Canva Starter Challenge. Notice it only takes a couple of minutes. And it's going to just kind of walk me through some different ways that you can use Canva and how to use it so that you are good to go. So the first thing it says is click on the circle to change it to your favorite color. So when you want to change an item's color, you just click on it, get it highlighted, and then right up here on the top is your toolbar. If you click this little square over in the corner, that's your color square. So if you click that, you can change it to whatever color that you would like. If you don't like the colors that they have if you don't like the colors they have listed here, you can go up and hit new color, and it gives you the whole, all of these different colors that you could choose from. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go down. And so on this one, it says search for a hat to put onto the monkey. So what you're going to do is you're going to go over here to elements and then just search for a hat. So just type in hat. One thing I want to show you is notice how when I hover over these, they're saying free. This one right here, it's got that little crown. That means it's a pro item. If I were to put that item on my design, it's not going to let me save that design as like a PDF or anything to turn in. So you just want to, unless you pay for that image. So just make sure that you're using the free items that you've got available to you. And there's a ton on there, so you don't really have to worry. So you can just click something and it'll show up over there, or you can drag something and it'll show up over there. So either way is fine. And then you can just delete things that you don't want. So I want to get this on my monkey. Obviously that's too big, so I'm going to kind of make it smaller and put it on his little head. Notice there's a couple things I can do with this item. If I wanted to, I could put this hat behind the monkey, which in this case doesn't make sense, but I just want to show you. With this item highlighted, I go up here to position, and then I just send it backwards, and then it will automatically send that hat behind the monkey. So if I want to bring it forward, it's the same idea. I go up here and I bring it forward. So that's how you can do some things with your graphics that you're using. And then down here, it's asking me to add a background image to this page. So I want it to cover the whole page, not just this item, right? So to add a background image, I'm going to go over here. I can do background, and I can click on any of these backgrounds. So let's say that I wanted to use this one. If I click, it will automatically just add that background. You can also drag it over and put it in that way. I want to show you, you can also use photos as your background. So there's the background icon over here on the left, or there's photos. And so let's say that I wanted this photo as my background. I could just slide that over, and you just kind of have to get it to right where it is going to show up as the background. When you double click your image, notice that you see the full view. So if you wanted, let's say, more of the leaves to show in the background, you can slide it over, but it lets you kind of play around with that a little bit. All right, so now I've added this background to this page. Notice that this shape, the opacity, you can see through it, right? So there's a circle here, but it just gives us a little bit of a background so our text shows up. To do that, you're just inputting the shape, which is under Elements, and then you go up here to this gradient tool. It shows the transparency, and you can click on that. You can make the transparency kind of like anything you want. So if you have something you need to show up against a background, that's a really good way to do it. All right, so now it's saying search for fruit and drag your favorite image into the frame below. So again, I'm in my photos already, and I'm going to just search for, let's say, I'm going to do a kiwi. All right, and then I can bring that image into that box. Notice that if I put it here, it's going to the background. That's not what we want for this one. We want it to go into that space. So the frames are different than the shapes, and I want to show you that real quick. So under Elements, let me get rid of hat here. So these are different things that show up. Notice that shapes and frames are separated. Frames is something you're sliding a picture into. A shape is just a shape. It's just going to show up as a picture, triangle, whatever it is. So if you want something for a picture to be in, make sure that you're clicking on frames. And they've got some really cool ones. Most of them are free here. So you can do, something like this, let's say. And then when you go in and you add your photo, it automatically puts it into that cool little design. All right, so this is just adding your images. All right, so let's scroll down. And it says choose a template from the sidebar on the left and then click Uploads to use your photos. So I want to show you a couple of things here. First of all, the templates that they have are amazing. It makes your stuff look super professional right away. So templates is over here on the left. It's the top button. And you can click any sort of template. I'm just going to go ahead and do this one. And I'll use the first page here. And I'm just going to replace the current page. All right, so now all of a sudden I have this template already in there, and I can just change the wording to say what I want to say. I can even change this image, which is one of the instructions we had, right? So in order to bring in your own images, so let's say you took a picture and you want to upload it, or you saved a picture, you can go in and upload it. So you're going to go over here to Uploads, and then you're going to go to Upload Media. And it gives you all of these options of where you can go and get your picture. I'm just going to go ahead and hit Device, and I will pull, let's see, you guys can see a little picture of my kiddo. All right, so here is my picture. It's getting uploaded. All right, it's ready to go. So now I can slide that over, and I just want to make sure it's in the background, right, not on top of it. And then remember, when I can click this and slide it down so that it fits perfectly in there. So now I have his picture back in the background of this template design. And then I could go ahead and, change this. His name is Noah, so let's say I'll put Noah. So it's very easy to go through and do all of this. Changing fonts and font colors is as easy as it is in Microsoft Word. Everything is right up here, and they give you tons of fonts to choose from. Just remember that anything with that little crown is going to be inaccessible for you. It'll show up on there, but then it's not going to let you save it. So just be careful. So see, if I change it, it just goes ahead and does whatever. If you ever make a mistake and you want to go back, your undo button is right up here. So let's say I want to go back to that font. And then also notice up here, it's automatically saving all of the time. So just before you X out, make sure it says all changes saved. But it's just like Google or Office 365 where it's saving around every 3 to 5 seconds. All right, so that was our full tutorial for just kind of the learning guide. And I want to show you guys a couple of other things. One thing is, I know you're going to be pulling pictures for your project, and I want to show you this really great website. I actually keep it bookmarked because I use it so much, but it's just pixabay.com. And this is a royalty-free stock image website, so you can search and use any of the photos that are on here, and you don't have to worry about, like copyright and all of that kind of stuff with these, which is really, really great. So let's say that I was looking for tennis. And I wanted to find some sort of picture. Notice that this very top gray area, these are actually paid images. This is an ad. So just don't pay attention to those first few ones that pop up. But when I scroll down, all of these are available. So I can, let's say this image is one that I want. It's super cool. I click free download. I just hit download. It says, are you a robot? I say nope. And then I download it, and voila, my image is downloaded. And then I can go back into my Canva and upload that image that I have just downloaded. So right there it is. And then I can pull in images. So if you're going to pull in images, make sure you're using those free images. Don't go to Google Images, because 99% of the time the stuff that you're finding on Google Images is not what you should be pulling from. So right there again, you can see my photo is automatically in the design once I pull it over. So you can see it's very easy to use. Okay, I'm back on the home page now, and I want to show you another tutorial. It's super quick, but this is going to be infographic based, which is going to help you with this assignment. So under Learn, I'm going to go to Designing with Canva, and then I'm going to scroll down until I see the one about infographics. So right here, Introduction to Infographics. So I'm going to click that one. And again, it's just going to take me through some really simple stuff, and some of it you already learned. So this first one, it's asking me to place a rounded square behind the number 7. So if you remember, I'm going to go over to Elements, I'm going to go to Shapes, and I'm going to click See All, and I'm going to look for that rounded square. So I have a couple of options. I can go ahead and use the rounded square that shows up here. So I'm going to just click that. And I can resize it. I can put it behind my number 7. And remember, if it showed up, if it showed up on top of it, let me hit undo so that stays square. Then I could just place it in front of it, right? All right, so get that. There we go. Notice my grid lines that pop up. This is super important. See those grid lines? That's telling me I'm right in the center. So you always want to look for those grid lines to make sure that you've got everything centered and it's going to look good. I can change the color of my shape, just like going up into this corner. Let me make sure I got the shape, and then I can change everything up there. All right, so this one, it's asking me, search infographics to find an icon to represent 25% and change the color to match the text. So again, I'm going to go over to Elements. I'm going to search for infographics, and you're going to get all kinds of really cool infographic options here. I could even type in 25% to narrow that down, but obviously one popped up right here, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this one that pops up. And I'm going to resize it so it'll fit in there. Looking for my grid lines to make sure it is centered. And now I want to change my color. So I've got my object selected. Here are the 3 colors it's using. I'm going to just change this color to that pink so that it goes along with what is there. And notice if I wanted to, I could also change this font. Oops, let me hit done. I could change this font right here to make it match as well. All right, so I'm going to go down here, and these, notice in infographics, you're just using images to show different ways to use things, right? So to show information, I'm sorry. And so right here it's saying, you know, you want to show 1 in 4 women instead of just stating 1 in 4 women. So you're just going to take one of the women and change the color so that, that it shows that statistic in a visual way. Okay, and then the last thing is adding like a bar chart. So these are simple, just image shapes. So these are just rectangles that they've put in. And then lines is another thing that you can find under infographics. So I can just type lines, and it's going to give me all these different kinds of lines. And all they're doing is putting lines in that go this way and this way. So I need a line that goes from here over to the 90. The easiest way to do this would be just to click the one that's already there and then duplicate it. So right up here, duplicate, and then slide it down to where it needs to go. Remember, I want to make sure I've got it positioned correctly and then line